Kentucky Sports Radio became Kentucky Governor's Race Radio for about an hour this morning. I'll show you what happened at this morning's debate.
It is a busy weather pattern across the eastern part of the country, and I'm tracking it all with a brand new hour-by-hour forecast straight ahead.
That's why we do what we do. A brotherhood and a sisterhood bound by a calling to serve others. And we want to share that love for the rest of our lives.
A tribute today for 2 Kentucky firefighters who died in the line of duty. Coming up, how the 2 are being honored in Frankfort.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening to you. The race for Kentucky governor is heating up as the candidates came face-to-face this morning for their second live debate.
Kentucky Sports Radio host Matt Jones moderated the discussion between Republican Matt Bevin, Democrat Jack Conway, and Independent Drew Curtis. The candidates touched on several key issues, including same-sex marriage, pensions, casino gambling, and who they support in the presidential election. Tonight, WKYT's Sean Moody is talking to all 3 candidates. He has our top story at 5:30.
The candidates debated for about an hour, and they talked about a lot of things that have dominated the news lately, like Kim Davis, job creation, and funding the pensions. Casinos are one of the issues that come up pretty often in Kentucky politics. That's one thing Kentucky Sports Radio host Matt Jones asked the candidates about.
And we have parasitic casinos lined up along our borders, and we're getting none of the revenue benefits. So I think the people of Kentucky ought to be able to vote on that.
So there are downsides to casinos. We've already got them. So if we have all the downside and none of the upside, this seems to me to be a slam dunk, and that's how I would evaluate that.
I'm not a proponent of casino gambling. I think it's a sucker's bet. It's always fantastic to imagine that it's going to bring more money in.
He also asked if they had to pick a presidential candidate to vote for today, who would it be? Drew Curtis picked Trump.
All right, here's what Donald Trump does. Step 1, everything's broken. Step 3, we should fix it. Okay, fantastic. I like it so far. What's the step 2?
You would still vote for him without the step 2?
No, if he doesn't come up with one, I'm going to have to change to somebody else.
Bevin picked Ben Carson over Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, who's scheduled to campaign for Bevin in Frankfort Saturday.
I think the world of Rand. He's a friend of mine. He's been very gracious to me, and vice versa when he ran. But in terms of who I would select right now for the next president, he would not be the first choice that I would make.
Okay. After the debate, Bevin tweeted that it wasn't an official endorsement. Conway refused to commit to any particular candidate.
I'm going to say I intend to vote for the Democratic nominee. I just don't know who that is yet.
So you won't give me an answer?
No, I'm not going to give you an answer on that.
Okay.
Coming up on WKYT News at 6, we will have the results of the latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll. That'll give us a better idea of how the public sees the candidates, and it'll also let us know if Drew Curtis might qualify for more debates in the future. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
And on October 25th, WKYT will broadcast another debate between the candidates for governor. The debate is sponsored by Eastern Kentucky University and the League of Women Voters. Don't put away the rain gear yet. You need to stick with it because more rounds of storms moving across central and eastern Kentucky, and a lot more rain is on the way.
That it is. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is here now with an early check of that forecast.
Yeah, a little on the ugly side out there today, guys. Not as wet as yesterday, though still soaking rains across especially southern and southeastern Kentucky. Look at our view at the National Weather Service down in Jackson. A lot of low clouds, fog, and rain. Not so cloudy or not so foggy here at the station on Winchester Road, and some lighter rains. Bulk of the action so far has been across southern Kentucky in terms of the heaviest rain. We've had some thunder and lightning into southern Kentucky as well, where some areas have picked up greater than an inch of rain, though the shower threat now beginning to pick up across parts of north central and eastern Kentucky. A little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning here into Bell County. Heavy rain heading into Harlan. Those showers continue back into Mount Vernon, Stanford, Lincoln County, Danville, and Lancaster getting in on the wet weather as well. And we're watching a little band of some increasing rains from Georgetown to Frankfort and Point Southwest. Raining on the east side and southeast side of Lexington as of now, but those steady rains are just off to the east. I have a sneaking suspicion we'll see the rains picking up a little bit over the next few hours across the I-64 corridor. 24-hour or evening forecast, basically the same as where we've been over the past 24 hours. Chilly temperatures and the threat for showers. Coming up in a little bit, we will focus on a front to our south and southeast that'll have low pressure with it, and also, guys, a hurricane down in the Bahamas. Those two may try to hook up as we go into the weekend. 7-day forecast is busy in a few minutes.
A lot going on, Chris. Thank you. New tonight, a Southern Kentucky mother is facing serious charges. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says she was driving under the influence and crashed with her children in the car. Deputies arrested 24-year-old Jessica Lawson last night on Fugate Drive, just south of London. After investigating, deputies learned Lawson had her 3 young children in the back seat. We're told none of them were wearing seat belts at the time of the crash. Lawson is in the Laurel County Detention Center. A Central Kentucky community is paying tribute to 2 firefighters who died in the line of duty. Captain Tony Grider of the Campbellsville Fire Department and Major Malcolm Jenkins of the Fern Creek Fire Department were added to the Fallen Firefighters Memorial in Frankfort today. Grider died last year while helping a university band complete an ice bucket challenge. Jenkins died from a heart attack. Sam Smith is in Frankfort talking to the firefighters' families.
I'm standing in front of the memorial wall, and if you take a look behind me, you can see that Tony Grider and Malcolm Jenkins are the newest additions.
Well, I just wish it wasn't there. I was missing him really bad today.
He died in August of last year. He was helping out with a charity stunt on the Campbellsville University campus. The ladder truck he was on got too close to a power line. He died less than a month later.
It's a beautiful ceremony, and it's just so... everything is just kind of overwhelming, but I just really wish that we didn't have to be here.
Major Jenkins with the Fern Creek Fire Department in Louisville died in October after a heart attack.
A brotherhood and a sisterhood bound by a calling to serve others. And we want to share that love for the rest of our lives.
I don't know, I didn't want today to be sad because he wouldn't want us to be. He was always making jokes and trying to lift everybody up and having a good day. So that's what I wanted for today, is not to be so sad. Are you proud of Dad today?
Yes.
Very proud?
Yes.
The ceremony is an annual event, and there are more than 200 names on the wall now. In Frankfort, Sam Smith, WKYT.
More than 150 people attended today's ceremony.
A Southern Kentucky man is in jail accused of holding his pregnant girlfriend against her will. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Laurel County. Police say that 20-year-old Eric Anderson held the woman for 3 days to hide the injuries he inflicted on her. The victim told police Anderson also would not let her eat. She was eventually able to escape and went to a hospital in Laurel County.
Some friends came over and they distracted him, and when they did, she escaped, and the friends took her to the hospital to be checked out.
Police say the woman was treated for her injuries and is now back home. Police charged Anderson with assault, 4th degree, unlawful imprisonment, and wanton endangerment. In Knox County, a grand jury has indicted a man for abusing a child. According to the indictment, Darrell Blevins Jr. is charged with criminal abuse and assault of a child less than 12 years old. The indictment also says Blevins seriously injured the child. Right now, there are no other details about that case. And in Boone County, a man from Union is dead after he fell off a cliff in Colorado. The Pitkin County Sheriff's Office says that 41-year-old Travis Boyle died Monday. Boyle, we're told, fell 200 feet off Capitol Peak when a piece of rock he was holding onto broke. Volunteers were able to rescue Boyle's friend, who was stranded on the cliff. They recovered Boyle's body Tuesday morning. Deputies say Boyle was considered an experienced climber.
Police in Mount Sterling need your help identifying a thief. Police say the man in this surveillance photo stole a purse from a woman at Kroger. He then used her credit card and checks to buy gift cards at Walmart. In total, police say the man charged $900. Police say the man is driving a Ford Taurus.
Not everything you receive in the mail contains truthful information. That's the takeaway from a story we're about to tell you. The con men in this case used the names of some well-known entertainers to lure investors into a scheme. Sting, Seal, Gloria Estefan, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. All those artists represented by a company called Exposure Management, according to marketing materials sent out by a group of con men.
Wow, there's all these high-profile superstars here in this company, so it's going to go public. This is a great investment.
which is exactly what Alan Labner and Ahmad Awan wanted potential investors to think. The problem, the materials and the businesses were all bogus.
They started off small with a low price, and it was promised that it was going to go higher.
The victim says the pitch to invest in exposure management came in a cold call. The elderly victim asked us to hide his identity because he knows he's become a target for con artists.
I've been solicited for every imaginable thing: stocks, bonds, sunken treasure, stamps, coins, movie rights, everything.
He lost $47,000 and says the materials he received in the mail lured him in. In all, 150 people lost $7 million. Inspectors say if investors checked, they would have found out the men were no longer licensed to solicit clients, so research is always key.
Look up the company name, look up the stock that they're trying to sell you, just so that you cover all your bases to make sure that it's legitimate.
Alan Labner was sentenced to 10 years in prison for his role in the scheme. Ahmad Awan received a 20-month prison sentence.
I'm Bill Bryant. Ag Commissioner James Comer announces he would like to go from the state capitol to the nation's capital. Berea voters make a change that could alter the town's future. The bottom line is coming up.
And we're tracking a shooting that injured one person in Lexington. We'll have those breaking details coming up on WKYT News at 6.